check, test, 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 check, 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 check. Okay, from what I can tell, looks like we are live streaming to Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Got a confirmation message there in my Moblin chat that things are working. Let's see. Okay, alright, let's do a thing. One moment, folks. Okay. Firstly, welcome everyone. Hopefully you're all doing well. Let's spin this around. It is a Sunday afternoon here, down under land, Auckland, New Zealand. Just checking the stream, the preview. Yeah, how are you guys? Okay, cool. Alright, so I had not planned on doing a stream until my next YouTube video, but something happened today that I really wanted to talk to you guys about, and that's a feature that you guys have been asking me about, and that is, how do I have photos pop up on my stream? And the folks at Moblin have been able to make that happen in a way that it's accessible for anyone who has an iPhone and is running Moblin. I'm just going to turn down my preview. Okay, yeah, so let's see. Just to explain things a little bit, I was on Discord, checking messages, checking YouTube messages, chat, questions, that kind of thing. And then I noticed that inside of Moblin's Discord, that Eric, who is the main guy behind Moblin, was online. So I do recommend you go join the Moblin Discord if you want to know what's happening, new releases, if you want access to new releases before they're actually available to everyone via the App Store. Then go support the guys who are working on Moblin, because they've been amazing for this community. So Eric was actually streaming. First time I've seen him online because of the time differences. I'm here in Auckland, I believe Eric is somewhere in Europe, and I was in bed going to sleep when I thought, ooh, okay, let's just pop into a stream and have a bit of a nosy. I made a feature request on the Discord, put it in the wrong channel. I put it under support when I think maybe you're supposed to put them in general or somewhere else. But one of the mods there were kind enough to bring it up, because Eric had worked on some improvements to Moblin, and then was putting a question out there. What little improvements can we do regarding the UI? Do you guys have any suggestions, that kind of thing? When one of the mods, Xcode I think, he brought up my feature requests, and that was this whole snapshot feature. And to explain that part, Eric was able to make that happen, by the way. And if you happen to have test flight, which gives you access to early features in Moblin, then you'll be able to update your version of Moblin and then try this feature out. Now, I've played around with it, I've removed it, and then during today's live stream I want to do a demonstration of how to use it. Sound good? But yeah, it was really cool catching Eric's live, seeing his process, seeing how he updates the code, all the stuff that happens in the back end that we don't know about, and some of the dependencies and how you can reuse this bit of code for that, and this and this and this. So I'm a coder. I have C#, mostly Microsoft coding experience. And mobile apps is something that is quite new for me, especially when it comes to a different ecosystem, like with iPhone apps. But Just waiting for the preview. Okay. So that our good friend Crap Cow was able to redeem, that is my version of taking a snapshot and for that info to pop up on stream. Now the way I've done it is very complicated. I have a combination of technologies in order to do what you just saw there. You've got a screen cap that is done by my OBS back at home, and then some code that will then display it for you guys. We've got OBS filters, a whole bunch of stuff. So the way that I do it, you need all the same things to be able to replicate that. But now with what Moblin have done, as long as you've got an iPhone, you can run Moblin, this feature will be available for you. So they've made it really easy, really accessible for folks. For example, my good friend DJ Reminisce, he has an iPhone, Apple everything, so iPhone, other iPhone, another iPhone, another iPhone. You've got Mac computers, iPads, that sort of thing. Now on that system, the apps that I use aren't available for it, not out of the box. For example, StreamerBot, which is what does a lot of the heavy lifting for my stream. It's only available for Windows PC. There's a way of getting it to load on a Mac, but then it's a little clunky, not as good as a native app, if you know what I mean. Now once you got StreamerBot, let's say you could do that, then you got the code and all the other stuff to try and replicate what I do, scenes, filters, etc. But with this thing, you just press a button on your Moblin app to take a snapshot. That feature was there and it's been there for a while, but the way that it works at the moment is it takes a screen cap in your phone, it saves that screen cap to your phone, and you can also send that photo to a Discord channel somewhere. You just need a URL or a couple of URLs, and then that's what it did previously. So I was thinking, oh, wait a minute, can we utilize this feature and then have that snapshot, that file that is saved to your phone, have it pop up or available in a widget. So as you guys know, with the latest updates, you can do picture-in-picture with an image. You can do picture-in-picture with another scene, maybe the front, back camera, action camera, all sorts of stuff now. I was thinking, ooh, why not have a new widget which takes that most recent photo that you took with the snapshot option, and then it displays in there for a couple of seconds and disappears. Now with the existing functionality of picture-in-picture, widgets and things, you can resize them, make them bigger, smaller, you can move them left or right, you can do all this sort of stuff. So I proposed the idea, put a little feature request in the wrong channel on their Discord, and then asked, is this something that you guys could do? And it was really cool catching Eric and then seeing one of the mods say, hey, we have this feature request from someone, Yes, picture-in-picture has been there for the last couple of versions. Great thing about Moblin is they're regularly updating it. I'm just seeing so many new features being added into it. They're doing such a great job. So if you're currently on Android and you will update at some point to a newer device, I suggest looking at an iPhone, because what Moblin are doing alone, and this is just for IRL, is very exciting. Okay, well, let's go Moblin. Yes. So I put it out there. One of the mods brought it up during Eric's stream, and I was lurking in there when I heard that mod, Xcode, I believe. He said, oh yeah, I think we had this feature request about a snapshot. So while I was looking, I said, oh, that was me. That was me. I want to take a little bit of credit, putting the idea out there. But of course, Eric, being the man that he is, was able to just add it in. I do want to point out though that it's not available for the App Store version of it, not yet. Moblin are pretty good about when they make their new features accessible for everyone. So what they do is they push out a beta release, and if you've got test flight, then you'll be able to try it out for yourself, give some feedback, and then after usually a couple of days, maybe a week or so, the pushes out what was that current version at the time. Nicely done, yeah. So I want to demonstrate how it currently works. Remember, this is like the very first version of it. There are going to be improvements down the line. So we're not going to go hard on the man, because what he was able to do in such a short amount of time was pretty cool. You know, and it's so cool seeing how you could just reuse certain bits. He could work mostly in the code without much UI design part to it. I guess because it was already there, and then being able to just say, oh yeah, so we have the UI for this feature, we'll just do this, and this. All very cool, nerdy stuff, of course, you know, which I'm really into. So should we get into the demo part of this? You saw there how my one works. So, you know, mine has been a work in progress for months, years, etc. So fresh out of the box, first version, it's not going to have some of the fancier things that my one does. But the main thing is that you can take a screen cap, press a button on your phone, and then that screen cap will pop up on your screen for a couple of seconds and then disappear. Something that's really hard to do outside of this. But now, with the way that Eric, Moblin, they've done it, you can do it all on your phone. Okay, so let's do a screen share. And I hope this will work when I'm in portrait mode, because I prefer to use Moblin in that way. So screen share, start broadcast. Now, is that right? Left shoulder, I think. So Moblin is a free app for iPhone. They've got versions that'll work on iPad, watch, and Mac. So for IRL, and what's more convenient for most folks is to use the iPhone version. The iPad version gives you UVC. So if you've got a webcam that you want to connect to your stream, then you'd use the iPad version. But for the most part, most people will use the iPhone version. And I'm running my stream with an iPhone 11. So there is no Android version, unfortunately. They are a small team, and they're doing everything open source. So there's little money, and you can support them, like with that little green froggy guy icon in the bottom right hand corner of my screen share. You can click on that, buy some, let's see, click on that, buy some cosmetics, Halloween, pumpkin, etc., and that'll help support the guys at Moblin so they can keep doing what they're doing, you know, for free. So we're blessed to have the team at Moblin doing what they're doing for IRL, because, yeah, very cool. Alright, so should we get underway? Keep the questions coming if you do have any. It is very bright here today, and I can't quite see my screen, but we'll do our best. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to open up our settings. So there's our settings. We are going to go into streams, and then I have one which is called BC, which stands for BattleBox Cloud. Now, depending on how you stream, might be BattleBox Cloud, it could be a different service, maybe port forwarding, something like that. But I'm using BattleBox Cloud. So we're going to jump into the stream, and then in the list you'll notice that there is Snapshot. Okay, so video, audio, screen recording or recording, that's for video, replay, and Snapshot. So we're going to tap on Snapshot. Okay, so this is one of the first things you'll need to do, and that is to have clean snapshots selected. What that'll do is it won't include any widgets or overlays when you take a snapshot. So very important if you just want a photo of what you're doing, which is usually the case. You'll also notice that there's a webhook URL and a chatbot webhook URL. Now that's if you want the photo to also be sent to your Discord server. So out of the box, what this will do is it'll just take a snapshot and then save that snapshot to your phone. And that's it. Then you can also add in the functionality of the webhook to your Discord, the chatbot webhook URL as well. So you've got those options. And then you can also select only when live. Now, I've got it enabled, but for testing, you probably want to turn that off. And I think that's what it's selected by default. It has only when live enabled. But for testing, we're going to turn that off. So these are the two options you'll need to change. So snapshot, clean, snapshots, enabled, only when live, not enabled. Cool. We're going to go back. And that's it for stream. I'm going to go right back. Then under, let's see, display, we've got quick buttons. Quick buttons are what you see at the very bottom of my screen share. Buttons like the browser window, the chat window, widgets. So whatever you have or want in that list down the bottom, that is what you choose inside the quick buttons menu. Now I think out of default all of these are enabled. Now I've moved mine around up and down the list. I've added them to different pages, so what I'm looking at will be different for you. But you want to look for snapshot. Now my one currently is below pixelate. Your one will be somewhere else, just to point that out. So when I select or enable snapshot, you'll notice that there's a new button on the bottom list, which looks like a little aperture lens thingy. Okay, that's the technical term for lens thingy. We're going to go into snapshot, and then you can choose a color for your quick button. So my one is currently a green color down the bottom, so you can choose what color you want your icon to be. Or but you know, I've gone for green. You might want to go for something else. It just makes it a little easier to be able to see where your icons categorized by a color, and then you can move these up and down depending on which ones you want near the front, which ones you want near the back, that kind of thing. Okay, so we've got the button. They'll take a snapshot, but it won't display on your scene. You actually have to add it to a scene to be able to see the snapshot, or your viewers to see it. So just to elaborate on that a little bit, let's say you just want to take a snapshot. You don't want that snapshot to be shown on your stream or to go to Discord. Then you just include the button and then you're done. But if you want it to do those other things, you need to either add them in the settings or add a widget to your scene. Now I'm currently, if we go to scenes, I have 3 scenes there, back, front and A4, which is my action for scene. And we've got a list of widgets down the bottom. We've got the back wide, which I've got as a widget for my front scene. I've got front wide, which I've got as a widget available to my back scene. We've got A4, screen share. We've got lots of different options there. And you can disable the widgets in that list. Now we are going to add a new widget. It's currently called My Widget. We'll give it a new name. We will call it WG. Now this is just my naming convention. You could use just snapshot if you want. And then we're going to add snapshot to the end. Done. Okay. Then for the type, we're going to choose snapshot. Now this is a new option. Remember, if you're currently on the App Store version of Moblin, you won't see this, but you will when it's eventually rolled out to everybody. So you do need access to test flight in order to see that, and also update Moblin as well. If you've got test flight and the Moblin is linked to test flight, update it. It should say that snapshots will available as an overlay. I forgot what the message was, but yeah, look out for that. Look out for that one. We're going to choose snapshot, and we're also going to add an effect. This is just going to make it easier to be able to see the photo when it's taken. There's just going to be like full screen. So just to look at this, it's going to be a snapshot. It's also going to be grey in color. There are other options. For example, add type. So you can choose sepia, whirlpool, pinch, remove background, shape. Now shape gives you options to, let's see, add corner radius. We've got the width and color. Now for me, this wasn't working, but I did see Eric do this during his live, so maybe I'm missing a step. But for his one, I guess the final version, you'll be able to have a border with rounded corners for your snapshot. But I'll just delete that one. And it'd be great if there was like a LUT option or a filter of some kind other than grayscale and sepia. So you'd want like to be able to use all the different filters, you know. Especially a LUT. So for Pro Max users, you could have one LUT maybe for your stream, and then a different LUT for the screen cap, just so it's a little more obvious. For now, we'll just work with the grayscale. So that's our widget. Now that we've got the widget, we need to add it to our scene. We're going to go to the A4 scene and scroll to the bottom where we've got some widgets there. We're going to click add, and we're going to add our new snapshot widget. Now if we tap into that, you'll see that it is positioned in the top left corner, and also it is full size. What that means is it's just going to take up the whole thing when you take a snapshot. Now you can resize it and move it around. What I noticed was it still disappears when you're trying to work these things out. So you have to keep taking photos and then move it around. This is something I'm sure the Moblin team will be able to refine, improve. Maybe it doesn't disappear when you're trying to position it around and stuff. But, you know, first out of the gate version of this, we've got some pretty cool stuff happening. Yeah? Okay, well, just subscribe to the tier 1. Thank you. I saw the little toast notification there, which is handy because I'm outside of the chat window. I can't see what's happening. So, let's see. Let's just double check this. A4, we have our snapshot widget. Now remember, we've got a button in the bottom, which is for snapshots. So I'm going to tap it. What you should see is a frozen image in black and white of me. Now I'm going to pose. I'm going to tap the... Oh, it shouldn't include the picture-in-picture either, because we've gone for clean... What's clean? Clean... I've got the name of it. Let's go. Testing. Pressing that button. There you go. Isn't that so cool? Guys, what do you think? Alright, let's check in the chat here. What service do you have and how much does Moblin cost? So just to answer that question again, service, it depends what you mean by that. I'm using Bellabos Cloud, which is $10 a month, and that sends my signal from my iPhone back to my computer at home in the easiest way possible. It also gives me bonding. So that's something I'll talk about on my YouTube channel in a video. Then, let's see. I have SIM card costs, paying for my Ultra still. But what we're doing now, that is free. Okay, look. King Whistles. Mr. Ome, hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. What is Snapshot? So Snapshot gives you and your viewers, I say viewers, a way to take snapshots while you're live streaming. So I'll do it again. let's turn the camera around and try and frame something up. I'm going to press the button. I'm watching the preview. Now let's see. I'm just going to turn off my screen share just for a second. Screen share, well, yeah. So turn it off via the widgets quick button. And then I'm going to have a look at the image on my phone. Oh, it's not in black and white. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So it's clean of filters as well. So it's just what you see in your stream. Oh, I wonder if that means that the photo that is sent to Discord doesn't have the effects applied either. I don't know. I don't have that part set up. All right, let's see. Reading through. So, okay, Wally, thank you again for the tier 1. I love your easy to follow guides. Appreciate you making it so scary. Scary? Does it say scary? Scary to me and hey, you're welcome. Worked great, like a camera snapshot. Yes. So this is something that viewers have been asking me, Cliff, how do you do that photo thing that you're doing in your streams? Now, when I think about it, I go, wow, I've got StreamerBot, I have code for StreamerBot, I've got OBS filters that you would also need to install, I've got timers within StreamerBot. I've got so many things in order to have the photos pop up for you guys the way I did it. But when you compare it to this, it's just so much easier for users, you know. Let's just try something else. So you saw the screenshot. I'm going to go into the settings. We're using StreamerBot OBS filters. Yeah. Because I was thinking, okay, so let's say I have to make a tutorial on the way that I'm doing it. Well, firstly, you need StreamerBot. Okay, StreamerBot is Windows only. That means Mac users can't use it. Or Mac users can use it if they use, I think, Wine. Wine is something I've never played with. I haven't had a Mac in a very long time. But, and then would it be able to do everything that you can do inside of StreamerBot currently, you know? And then for StreamerBot, there's the timers, there's the code, but then you also need the scenes and filters and everything inside of OBS as well. This here just makes it so much easier. So if you have a Mac, if you're completely Apple, then this will work. All you need is an iPhone. I mean, if you've already got Moblin, you've got access to this feature, or you will have access to it when it's pushed out to the App Store. Crazy simple, especially including people. Yeah, well, exactly, right? So those are things that I'm doing with my system. So it's all C#, super nerdy, complicated code stuff. But you know, in here, you just put in the webhook. You just add the widget to the scene that you want it displayed on, you know, and you're golden. Now let's just resize it, because maybe it wasn't so obvious. So scenes, A4. Now scroll down, we've got snapshot. So these are the options that are available for us currently. Maybe I'm going to have to hold this sideways. Not sure what this is going to look like for you guys. Okay, not too great. And I might have to turn off local overlays. Yeah, make my layout a bit cleaner. Scenes, A4, and then snapshot. Now we're going to resize our snapshot and make it a bit smaller. Now this is all guesswork, and I think maybe that's where we'll want it. So I kind of want it in the middle, want it sort of in the bottom. We'll just go with that for now, and we'll take a test screenshot. So in this sort of time frame, see how quickly it disappeared? So you didn't really have enough time to line it up where you want it to. So that's one area I think they can make like a slight change for it not to disappear while you're in the settings here. But at least for now, so for me to try it out again, I have to take another screenshot. So that's not really where I want it. So I want more like in the middle, probably somewhere like there. Yeah, so let's just go with that. So I'll take the snapshot button again. I'm just wondering about, are we getting it like real time? So I'll do, maybe, I'm going to do a thumbs up right when I press the snapshot button. Hand down, thumbs up, and bam. Okay, let's try another one. It's a little hard because I've got some delay, some lag between my Action 4 and what I see on my phone. Usually with these, it's not about getting things perfect, the timing, you're posing for the photo. It's just for you to just take a quick snapshot or something. So let's say, I see something over here that looks really cool. So let's say this thing over here. We're not too fussed about it, so I'm going to press the snapshot button. Snapshot is saved, showing to you guys, saved to my phone. And then if we had the Discord webhook hooked up, then it would also go to the Discord as well. Let's close this little window. Now, I do want to mention something else that was pre-existing. Let's change to portrait mode as well. Okay, that's a little bit better. What happened to our chat? Oh, that's right, I've got overlays turned off. There we go. That's better. Let's see. Work rate. Okay, complicated. Got it. Read that one. Haven't kept up to date with Moblin since July last year. This is big news. It's huge. At least for my little community here of photography folks. And I think for most streamers, being able to take a photo for your viewers to see that photo straight away, I think it's pretty big. Yeah, people have jumped into my stream, see me doing it. Oh, that's cool. How do you do that? I'm like, oh, you don't want to know. The way they've done it is so hard. But look how easy that is. And I was able to cover it in a couple of minutes, So yeah, if you're running Moblin, you'll be able to do this very shortly. I think we should try and test it a bit, see what little improvements we can make before it's actually rolled out. That way everyone's got a really good version out of the gate. Well, yeah. I mean, it's good now, but the one little thing that could make it even better, I think, is if it doesn't disappear when you're in the settings, trying to move it around. Just in that little bit. and then once you're out of the settings, then it will disappear. Let's see. Now, that pre-existing feature that I mentioned before, that feature could be triggered with chat commands. Moblin has a bot where you could type in !Moblin snapshot, so Moblin space snapshot, and then it would trigger that action. So your viewers could trigger it while you're streaming. For example, when I'm out and about, so me and my viewers can currently type in pic, so pic. Remember my one's a lot fancier, prepping camera. So my chat, this says prepping camera, taking a photo in 3, 2, 1, done, processing. So that is how my one works. Although it would have included that overlay. Because I've got the overlay up. So that's the downside of my one. You know, it's taking what I'm sharing from my phone into OBS. Now it can exclude my OBS overlays, but anything that's inside of Moblin, it has to include them, because it's just a flat image by the time it gets into there. Now, I don't think the chat command's going to work. Nimitz, hello. Tell you what, it is pretty new, like as in today, early this morning. Now, with chat commands, you could probably have cooldowns on it. I don't think it matters, right? It's not that bad. I believe Eric was saying when we were sort of working through it in his live stream that I think there's like 3 seconds. Like it won't be able to take screenshots faster than that. Something to do with the frame rate or something. Now, yeah, I believe you could put a cooldown on it. Or you could just turn off the widget. So, for example, I could go into the widget section and then I could just turn it off. And then there's your cooldown. Not ideal, but there could be a temporary cooldown. Ideally, if it had a user-based cooldown, or perhaps like the Moblin bot features I haven't played around with, so maybe there is a cooldown there. I'm curious. I'm going to try it. Moblin. I'm sure I'd have to add Moblin as a bot. Snapshot? Or will it work on my phone? I don't know. Hey, why did it go to !Moblin? Capital M. Let's just try that again. Oh, did that work? I don't know if that worked. So I'll just try the code again. Yeah, I don't know. But that is the chat command, !space snapshot. And as long as you've got that set up, either you or your viewers could run that action. Well, amazing. If from mirrorless camera, it could capture a pic. If your mirrorless camera was being fed to Moblin, then yeah. But that's a whole different beast. So, we're working with what was existing functionality inside of Moblin. So Moblin already had a snapshot feature. But what it would do out of the box was save a snapshot to the phone in your photos folder or directory. And then you could also add in the ability for that photo to be sent to a channel on your Discord. So now you've got a widget, or at least with this version, when it's released to the App Store, you've got a version where you can add a widget to a scene that displays that snapshot you took. And you can move it around, resize it, and everything, you know? Pretty cool. And it didn't take any coding or anything like that on your part, you know? Yeah, I'm really excited for you guys when this comes out. So I put the idea out there, and then Eric had some, you know, as he was coding through this, go, oh, okay, all right, actually, you're going to need to be able to do this, do this, do this. Like, oh, yeah, true. The troubleshooting process and just the process in general was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see and be there for that. I'm going to turn off my thingy here, my screen share, so I'm going to have a little cleaner layout for you guys. So you've seen me tap that button. I'll do that now. I'm just going to have a look around because I couldn't find where the part for Moblin bot was. If anyone knows, can you bring that up in chat, please? Now, I thought it would be under... replay chat? Maybe Twitch. Twitch, stream titles, no. Not under there. Remote control, perhaps? Go live notification, real-time IRL. There's so many features inside of Moblin. It's just pretty cool. Chat, yeah, you'd think it'd be there. Streaming platforms. No. Actually, I will screen share this. As we sort of hunt around and try and find a section for bot. Text-to-speech, maybe. Say username. Filter? No. Text to... Oh, bot. Okay, bot. Animated modes. Commands. Alert. Moblin snapshot. So you can... I wonder if we can change it to pick. So you can have moderators can use it, subscribers, minimum subscriber tier, others. What's others? Is that everybody? Oh well, we're testing, so let's go crazy on this. So let's see, moderators on others with send chat responses. Typically sends a chat message if the user is not allowed to execute the command. Some commands respond. Oh, hold on, are there? So that was snapshot. Okay, yeah. So we've said snapshot others can use. Bam. And we've got others here. Filter, scene. So that's one you wouldn't want to give to everybody, otherwise the stream will go crazy. Now I am curious, can I change the command? No, I can't. Right, so let's try it again. Moblin snapshotty. I need to copy this. Copy. So I've copied the command. Then, oh, okay. Give me a sec. So let's just try this command out. Snapshot save the photos. It is, yes. I want you guys to try it out. Maybe we could crash Moblin. Okay, so you see me take a photo with X100 VI. Your recent photo appear on pic overlay. How to see that's the hard way that I am currently doing. So what I do with that is, firstly I need to connect my Fuji to some kind of internet. It's very picky about the kind of router or hotspot it can connect to, but I have the M2. Thank you, Masingo. Nighthawk M2. So that camera can connect to that hotspot. Then I connect the camera to a service called frame.io, which is built into the camera. So if your camera has frame.io, then there's one part of the equation you've got. So internet, frame.io, take the photo, that photo gets sent through the router to frame.io, and then it's a matter of being able to pull the photo from there to your computer at home. Now I had to create a custom code to do that inside of StreamerBot. A nightmare because the code doesn't exist anywhere. And you used to be able to use a service called Zap and also make.com, I think. And what those services do is they can connect one service to another one. So I could go connect frame.io to, let's say, OneDrive or Google Drive. So it goes, hey, frame.io, you got a new photo? Great. Can you send that to OneDrive or Google Drive? So it sends a photo from here to there. That stopped working last year. So I had to create a whole API and C# code to pull it manually, which is very clunky. And the other way was better, because the way I have to do it and the way that C# inside of StreamerBot works is I have to use a timer to check every, let's say, 10-30 seconds or something if there's a new photo, and that's not good. That's not a good way of doing it. But the recommended way that doesn't work in StreamerBot, or at least I can find a way to work. So yeah, there's one big headache. From there, once you got the photo on your computer, then you need to be able to check there's a new photo. Usually, let's say StreamerBot. Now, the StreamerBot has, what do they call it? Folder file watch. So it checks the folder to see if there's a new file in there. And from there, you can retrieve the photo the photo file name, and then put that into something in OBS. Now all the animations and all that stuff, it's all just icing on the cake to make it look pretty. And the animation, the audio, just adds a little extra to it. But the core underlying part is, do that. And the way that I've done is this, it's really hard, and it'll be too difficult for most people. And I know, because me just trying to explain it gives me headaches. And I like to be able to explain things that are easy to grasp. So when you watch my videos, I try to make it simple. So anyone can kind of understand it, or most people. And if I can't put it into words, then it's like, oh no, that won't be a very good video. Or wait until I can find a way to be able to put into a good video in my style and everything. But this makes it just a lot more accessible for everybody. And I know some people who just would be happy with just that. So we'll tap the button again. Let's but yeah, and it will be available in I think the next App Store version of Moblin. So stay tuned. Let's see. I want to update my title. Okay, so chat. No, platforms. Twitch. So I've got my thing there. Now I can do it for Twitch. Oh, actually, I'll just remove the whole thing and I'll paste. There. Now, did that work? So my Twitch title should now be type !Moblin Snapshot. So that'll be for you folks on Twitch. Now, I don't know if this would work on YouTube. I don't think so. I open up YouTube on my other phone and give it a go. Unless someone over there would like to try it out. So you got to type the whole thing in, Moblin Snapshot. So if you want to try that. I'm going to try it on the YouTube chat. Moblin space. Ray in the city. Hey brother, how are you doing? How's things? Snapshot. Okay. Now I see in my preview that there was a snapshot. I don't know if I triggered that or someone else triggered it. Oh wait, I think it does work. As long as you've got the streaming platform set up in Moblin. Maybe it works on any of them. Here, Wally Allegiant. Okay, let's try it on Unkick. Because Moblin is seeing all those messages, you know. So channel, my channel, going to go into chat. Ray, this will be great for your streams, you know. I'm going to try it here as well. So Moblin Snapshot. Check in the preview, and I'm going to hold my hand up. Moblin Snapshots. Okay, try. Mehmet. Actually having 1K viewers. Oh, delete that car. Well, it did have options there as to which one did it work. I don't know. I can't tell because it happened so fast. What the? Ray with the raid. 228 viewers? What the? Hello raiders, how are you doing? How's the stream? We up all night, Ray. Are you just going to bed now? Holy moly. Oh, chat's going crazy now. Hey guys, how's it going? How you all doing? We're just testing out a new feature in Moblin that will be coming soon. And that's the ability for you to be able to take snapshots and for them to pop up on your stream. I think this will be a really cool feature, especially for race stream, although I think it could get a little crazy. It'll be snapshots at all the worst times, you know? Hey, love you too, bro. Love you too. If you need to go to bed, it's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, and from what I can tell, it's working really well, this feature. So, for example, see down the bottom? That's the buttons that I have access to. So I can press the snapshot button, and then it'll pop up just below here somewhere. So, pressing snapshot, and yeah, cool, right? Now my snapshot's in black and white. It doesn't have to be black and white. Oh, and also that photo will be saved to your phone, so you got a backup of it, and it can also be pushed to Discord as well, you know. So yeah, very excited for you guys to be able to make use of this. I can imagine all the crazy, badly timed snapshots that are going to happen, which will happen. You'll be eating food half in your mouth, maybe asleep, snoring. Yeah, good times, good times. But that's the fun of this, you know, things like that. The unpredictable. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're new to my stream, my name's Cliff, IRL live streamer from down Underland, Auckland, New Zealand. My stream's about IRL. Yeah, so I test all the things for you guys so that you can make them even better. And today's test is this whole snapshot feature, coming soon to an iPhone near you. So if you're running Moblin, then this is going to be ready maybe in the next few days. We've seen some areas where it could be better, but for the most part, I like it. Yeah, it's really good. Let's see, just looking for the chat. Good morning. How are you, brother? Hello. Just waiting for those messages. That's crazy. Huge rate. First time chatters with the raid emotes, love it. I love your emotes, Ray. Yeah. With the bucket of chicken too. Oh yeah. Which reminds me, I do need to get some KFC at some point. One of the other streamers who I pop into regularly, he'll get KFC every now and again. He was having KFC the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I need to have KFC on the brain. And now you've just reminded me. Who's much just followed? Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follows, guys. Woo! Okay, right. Yeah, so I've had this feature, taking photos, for a while, but the way that I do it is really hard. But the way that will be available in this app, Open, just makes it so much easier, you know. And if you did want to see all the steps, I've got it in the first part of this live stream. So if you go to my YouTube channel, Cliff Creates, and check out the live there, all the steps will be in that first part. I will try and put a time step, so you can just skip straight to that bit for anyone who's curious. Yeah, so mental note to self, do that. Okay, so I'm going to turn off my little overlay here, I think. So we've got like a more of a cleaner look. So I'll just do that, stop broadcasting, screen share. And guys, if you do need to pop out, that's all good. I'm sure if you're in race stream, especially if it all went all night, like can do, then you probably all tired. Yeah, my streams are pretty chill streams. Okay, alright, so I'm just going to try this feature again. Fingers raised, there's lag on my phone screen. Now press the snapshot button, And okay, cool. I try it again. So I got a thumbs up. Bam. I'm just wondering. Okay, alright. If you're using your front and back cameras, I think it's going to be instantaneous for you. The way that I'm using this, I've got my video and my audio coming from my Action camera. I'll try and share this for you. Okay, that's my gear. We've got my Action camera here, and it's just running off the internal battery on a little invisible selfie stick from Insta360. And there's just my other phone. It's not doing anything, it's just doing the hotspot. So we've got video, audio from here, going through this phone, and then into my iPhone. I haven't synced up the video between these two cameras, that's why there's a bit of a lag between these two. Yeah. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's about 4 to 8 seconds, something like that. It changes. Anyway, back to the Action 4. Alright, cool. And go for a little walk around. And I do want to encourage you guys to test out that chat command. So type in !Moblin space snapshot. I'm hoping that we could have custom chat commands. I don't know if the Moblin guys can do that. maybe even !M, just to shorten it a little. !pic or snap would be great. Okay, let's grab this phone. I'll pop it on my lanyard. Go for a little walk around. And thank you, Ray. Thank you for the raid. Let's see. I was going to check the battery on this camera. 48%. Okay, alright. So today's stream wasn't meant to be a long one. It was just to test this new feature out. I plan on making a video on it, of course. Yeah, I'm excited about this feature. This was really hard for me to put together in my stream. But for it now to be available in such an easy way for you guys is pretty cool, I think. Anyway. So just check our table. Now I kind of need the back screen to be on so you can see what I'm looking at. Gotta look around, find things to snap photos. I got this big cargo ship here. Yeah, that could be. Oh, I know. So I'll try this. Snap. There you go. There's a photo. So as the streamer, I can tap that button and it'll take a photo. You guys can see it. Now, if I had this hooked up to my Discord, it'd be sent to the Discord. I don't know if that version will be in color or with the filter applied. So I just want to remind you guys that it was just added early this morning, this feature. So there's going to be some teething issues. Little improvements here and there. Maybe so it doesn't use so much resources. Eric, the man, the guy behind Moblin, was able to do some stuff in the back end, so it wasn't chewing through your battery and resources. But I'm sure there could be a few other areas that could be refined. Another photo here. I don't know. So I could change that to a full screen. can't help if you've got the action camera screen on. I have mine turned off. Okay, looks good. Snapshot. Whew. Oh, that sun's nice. Good weather today, good weather. I'll just do a little loop around here. It's so easy. So easy to do this, you know. I can just tap a button. Tap a little button on my phone. Quick button to be specific, and then it just, bam, snaps. Photo pops up on the stream. Oh, did that one show up for you guys? I do a lot of street photography, like when I'm here, when I'm abroad. So being able to do this with my phone is just really nice. And then also, because it's available for you guys, you can type in that chat command. Test it out, you know. Just say, hint, hint. But I mean, it's just so easy. Man, it's so cool. Just tap that button. That was already there, snapshot, so it shows up in the stream, can also be sent to the Discord, awkward moments and all. I'll turn on screen share again. So I think it's really important for you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. I'm very curious as well about that screen share. I think it'd also be good if that snapshot was above the screen share. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it can be. Hold on. There we go. Mr. BlazeX. Nice, nice. Did that work? Moblin snapshot. Yeah, it should have worked. I think perhaps I'm going to go into the settings, scenes, A4, action 4. So my snapshot is below the screen share, so maybe if we reorder it to there. Also, settings, scenes, A4, snapshot. We'll make it full screen. Bam, 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 like that. Try this direction. Oh no, it's still above it. Right, that screen share is still on the top. Okay. So, okay, let's grab a seat over here. Yeah, just a reminder, first version of this, there will no doubt be little updates that the team at Moblin can add to it. So if you see something that could be better, etc., then yeah, now's a good time, or at least when you have access to this, to try it out and add that feedback to the guys at Moblin. Let's see. So settings, scenes, A4. Snapshot is above it. Okay. We're going to make it smaller. And also going to turn off local overlays. Very busy. Scenes A4. Back in here. Now let's see. Oh, oops, wrong one. I didn't want to change. Oops, this is the screen share. Numeric input. I think it's supposed to be 3.5. Okay. Yeah. Snapshot. So I'll change this one back to that one there. Hold on, do I have a horizontal snapshot? Add to, oh no, not that one. Horizontal screen share, that's what I meant. So I want to, I think, change the position to about there. Okay, so I think this is one thing we need. We need to request that our friends at Moblin can do, and that is in this mode here. We don't want it to disappear straight away. So that's great when you're out of the settings, but when you're in the settings, you want to sort of change the position for it to not disappear on us. So I have to take another screenshot and keep taking them until I'm happy with the position. That would be around there. So snapshot. Okay, another snapshot. Me being the perfectionist as well, you know. I want it centered. Cool. So, I mean, I think that looks kind of in the middle. I don't know, kind of hard to tell. So we will change up our layout again. Go back. Turn off our horizontal screen share, back to our vertical one, and then we're going to change our portrait, change things to portrait mode, and then bring back our overlays. Okay. A position calibration mode would be nice. I think, trying to think, what have I seen? It would be nice if you could like pinch to zoom and maybe move it around. Or maybe even if there was grid patterns that you could sort of drop it into. perhaps. So when you expand it, it expands into that defined grid pattern, fixed, and then you can move it into the middle, and then you can see the grid pattern, how many spaces left or right there is. So say like 2 spaces on the left side, 2 spaces on the right. Okay, I know it's actually in the middle because got the 2 and 2 on the sides, and maybe 1 and 1 on the top. Something like that. I think that could be intuitive for positioning and resizing things. Maybe. Sure, there's lots of ways to do it. Okay, turn off our little screen share here. Okay. Okay. If you want to keep trying that command, go for it. Now visually, this reminds me of what our friend Mitmat was able to do, and a couple of other streamer friends. Minus all the coding and stuff. So a couple of folks I want to shout out. Mitmat4D on Twitch. He also has a YouTube channel where he has made a couple of tutorials on live streaming. We've got Masingo2141. We have Deadly TTV. The Bro DJ Reminisce. Others. Photo. Bam. And of course Eric. But okay. So I have to use what I see on my phone. That's when I know it's actually going to be in frame and stuff. So that preview. Which is good. Yeah, I can't go off the screen on the back of the Action 4. I can use it for alignment, composition and everything. But the timing of when to take the photo, that's when you'd use the preview on here. So I'm looking at my thing now, and bam. Yeah, so this is cool. I really like this. So it's really easy for me to take that photo. Black and white, like super artistic and stuff. Now you're a photographer when you do everything in black and white. You're a real photographer, eh? Bam. Oh, nice. Using the chat command, love it. Lovely day here down underland. It would be good if we could zoom. I don't think zooming options is available for this, for Action 4. But bring back the screen share. Now try again. Oh, nice. Did that work? I just saw the toast, but I didn't catch the thingy. Oh yeah, it's clean of any overlays. Perfect. So remember, you have to set that option. So if you go settings, streams, your stream, snapshot, clean snapshots needs to be enabled. Otherwise, you're going to have all your overlays and stuff in your photo. I also have only when live turned off for testing. But I mean, I think it is enabled by default. One thing you have to be mindful of is your photos stored to your phone. If you're not keeping track of it, you could run out of storage. Like my phone doesn't have that much. So one thing you might have to do is just to check your storage, your photos afterwards. If they've all been backed up to Discord, then you could just delete all the ones off your phone. But I suppose the quality of the ones saved to your phone would be better. So you'd want to make sure you just get rid of all the feet photos, or the awkward ones, maybe. Keep the keepers. Another one. So waiting until my previous caught up till composing the shot, taking the photo. Sorodius, how's it going? How are you doing? Hey, I saw your Discord messages with your setup. Very cool. Yeah, how's the setup? I'm sure over time you'll be refining things, making little improvements here and there. It's the life of a streamer. Doing well. Working on streamable stuff. Alright. Want to share? Or is it a secret? Excited to get out there. Yeah, that's the one. I love hearing that. Bam. Mossy. Is this place scary? This place? Nah. I think Aussie land's pretty scary. Everything over there wants to kill you, eat you. You got like drop bears and stuff. Pretty dangerous, those drop bears. Pretty dangerous. Let me check our battery. Whoa, Jesus. Okay. Well, I've been having fun with this photos thing. I need to pop the action camera on the charge. So give me a second. Got my cables here from my bag. So grab a right angle cable. And Need a little more length. Need a little more length. Popping that in, and we are now charging on 29% battery. But snapshot, save 2 photos. Okay, I'll just close our screen share. I think you guys got the idea how that works. I'm gonna spin around, do a spin-a-rooney, take another photo with the iPhone and Moblin. Bam. Oh man, this is so good. This implementation of Snapshot. People are going to take it for granted. They're going, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. I can see it. When no other apps can do this. Very cool. Also, welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah. If you've got the test flight version of Moblin, you'll be able to update it and have access to these features. Another photo. Remember, you can activate this using the chat command !Moblin space snapshot. I know it works for Twitch chat. I think it works for YouTube. And I'm not sure if it works for Kick. But my thoughts is, as long as you've got the streaming platform added in Moblin and those messages are coming through from the platform, then the app can pick up on those messages and then activate the snapshot button. Magal TV, is that right? Hello, how are you doing? Hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you? What I like about this is it's just so easy to do. I'm not even holding up my camera to take a photo. I'm just hand holding it and then tapping a button on my phone.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Yeah, the replay will be available on YouTube. So if you wanted to check it out there. The VODs stay there forever, I think, until YouTube changed their mind. But now, should we make that larger? Just turn off our overlay. Now, there are things that they could add to this, I can imagine, like show previous photo, show, go back to a specific photo, that kind of thing, which my system can do. But I mean, I think it could also be overkill and unnecessary. At that point, you could just say, well, if you want to see all the photos, please go, join the Discord. You could do that kind of thing as a streamer. The simplicity of this is what's really nice. Don't like my shadow in the photo. It's a little bit better, I suppose. Crop out my shadow, take a photo, bam. Yeah, so what I found is I have to wait until my phone catches up. So I'll hold my action out. I have some lag with my setup. I have to wait for the video on my iPhone to catch up to where I'm pointing it, and then press the snapshot button. And I think that's largely because my Action 4 is going through my 23 Ultra. So when you do things that way, it adds additional lag. Whereas if you are going from the Action 4 straight into your streaming phone, then you don't have that kind of lag that I do. So at least the way that I'm doing it, it's about a 4 second delay between where I'm pointing my action camera and what I see on here. Yeah, I am using the Action 4 as my streaming camera. I'll show you. So 1 second. Okay, so that is what I'm using. I've got a tallish selfie stick, and now if I spin the camera around, they're not currently synced. It's something that I can do. I haven't got them synced up, but yeah, I've got you guys on this. Now if I want something a little more discreet, I do have a little mini tripod that I could put you guys on, but this one is nice and tall, so I could have you guys eye line with me if I were to pop you onto that seat over there. Whereas my little mini tripod, it's looking up at me. It's not a really flattering angle. But yeah, we've got picture-in-picture mode with the iPhone back camera, which is the best camera for most of these iPhones. And then we've got me with the Action 4. So I'll just switch back. Hello. Yeah, and the stream is being handled through my Action 4 through my 23 Ultra as a hotspot into my iPhone 11 running Moblin. Hey Ray. Did you say what? Until your phone catches up? So what I mean by that is there are different types of lag with your... I wasn't ready for that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, so there's different types of lag with streaming. I'm sure you guys are aware. This a mossy guy. And one of them is what you see happening on your preview in here. Now for you guys don't notice that lag, but I do as a streamer. So I will be looking at my phone, that preview inside of Moblin, and notice it's about a couple of seconds off. So for example, the camera is currently facing me. Hello, right? Now if I spin the camera around in the other direction, my preview hasn't caught up. So it's now just spinning around in here and there. See what I mean? Now it's only because I am going through my S23 Ultra as a hotspot. Now my poor iPhone 11 can't quite handle sending the action forward straight into here. That's just the way that I'll wait until your Hanson catches up. Yeah, well. Yeah, so it's that preview, that one. So depending on a couple of things, that one there might be delayed. So one way is if you change your image stabilization. You know? Yeah. So the way that I have my audio set up is my mic is going into the Action 4, and that way you don't have any kind of desync with the mic, I've found. You know? How do I have the colored buttons? Very easy. Barely an inconvenience. You guys know the reference? Super easy. Let me show you. Screen share button, start broadcast. Okay. Now we can go into settings and then display. We will go to quick buttons, and then for chat it has color background, so we could tap on the little circular icon and then choose color for this one or more buttons. And you can also add a shortcut down the bottom. So there's some colors that I use regularly. You can save a new button to one of them, a new color to one of those hotkeys or shortcuts. So for example, I could change this one to a blue color, close, and you'll notice we've now got a blue chat quick button at the bottom. Now I don't like that color, so just going to go back, tap on the circular icon, and then where's my purple? Okay, so let's try that one. Yeah. Close, go back. Oh, okay. It's not quite right though. Browser. So browser is which purple? There we go. Okay, so I've got a new one there. I don't know how you remove a shortcut. So I'll close, go back, chat, because our purples aren't quite the same. Needs to be the same. So we've now got matching purples. Very important. But are they? Are they the same purple? Chat, purple, other, browser, chat, browser. Okay, I guess so. I've just got bad eyes. Oh, another thing you can do and someone raised in chat, I forget who, but you can go to display in the settings, quick buttons, and then you can move a quick button to a separate page. So for example here we've got this stealth mode button, quick button, color background, and we've got it on page 3. So if we just scroll up and down, page 2, oh, it must be off at the moment perhaps, or maybe I don't have a page 2. So maybe we've just got a page 1 and a page 3. Yeah. So what I've found I tend to do, or what I have done, is I would accidentally press one of these buttons. Which one was it? Oh, the mute button. I'd press that by mistake because it was like right in the middle here somewhere. So I've moved it down to be less likely to do that. But yeah, you got all these hidden features you probably didn't know about, right? I'm thinking of doing like a masterclass video where I go through everything in Moblin. The features I know about, because there's so many features that I either can't do because I don't have the hardware or whatever, or I just didn't know were there. Maybe the main ones, the ones that I'm using now. One that a lot of people are interested in is how I'm able to get my video from the Action 4 into my iPhone. And it's currently my favorite way of streaming. I prefer using the Action 4 as my camera now than my other phone cameras. Yeah. Oh, how's our battery? We're at 82%. That's how fast this charges. Of course, it depends if your battery bank supports fast charging and what kind of fast charging, but it's really fast. I'm using that StreamerBot thing. Oh, great thing about this, you don't need StreamerBot for this. And yeah, I understand. I've been trying to find different ways of using these apps without specific tools. Show different options, whether you're on PC, Mac. Like I know a few people who have Mac everything, Apple everything, so they can't use StreamerBot. Oh really? Did you know you can switch scenes inside of Moblin? I'll show you. So you don't even need TeamViewer to do that. So, for example, there is remote control. Maybe I need to check my computer. But anyway, when it works, or maybe, oh no, hold on, this one. There you go. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong quick button. I moved it. Okay, so this gives me access to OBS. So I can stop streaming in OBS using OBS remote control. And the way that I'm using OBS remote control is with BattlBox Cloud. The original way I was using this was via port forwarding. So I had port forwarding for just this part and BattlBox Cloud to stream. But now you can actually combine the two. So if you can't do port forwarding, but you have BattlBox Cloud, you can actually access your OBS in here. Now this is handy because let's say you've got like lots of different scenes. Let's say you've got a privacy scene, BRB, you've got a special scene which is for slideshows, or I don't know, music. Let's say a DJ streamer and you've got like a scene where you want a specific layout. you can switch to that scene in here. So I've got access to all my scenes. Look how I've got millions of scenes, by the way. So I've got scene 1, scene 2, cam 1, LBR, 1+2, DRB, Pro. I've got access to all of them here. And that's what they're named inside of OBS. Yeah? And this is inside of Moblin. I can do it all of this in the one app. Crazy. Just crazy how good it is. It is, correct. OBS is running on my computer now. Now, you could have it in the cloud. They tend to cost a lot more, you know. You can't do port forwarding with your provider. How to do to TNH? To be honest, I don't have a video on that. That's another thing I need to make a video on. Now, I have a way of remotely accessing my computer, but I only use it when, let's say, one of the apps crashes. Yeah, let's say StreamerBot crashed, and you'd know it's not working because chat commands and stuff aren't going. So you can remotely log in, check your apps, make sure they're still working. Maybe OBS crashed, and then I have a a batch file to restart all my apps. So yeah, I do that. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I've got so many requests. I need to get back into it. I kind of got out of the habit of making videos, and now I'm kind of like, no, my video has to be perfect. It's got to be this or that. It's got to be this or this. I think I just need to do it. Just make videos. I'm really excited about this feature for you guys, being able to do screen sharing. So I think maybe my first video will be this, because it'll be available in the App Store soon. Usually it's like days later that they publish it for everybody. Yeah, it's one of the most highly requested features of my stream. How do I do the picture sleep? And my one's really complicated. But this is elegant. I love this implementation. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Moblin, guys. You guys are awesome. Alright, let's go for a walk. I should grab my little mini tripod. One momento. So I've been carrying both of these tripods with me. So this is my more discreet tripod. So, this one folds up. And there's the difference between them. But when I have you guys on this one, it's like small as. See, that's all I'm holding when I'm in a shop or whatever. So I go order a coffee in Starbucks. It's so small, Thanks for the follow. 2965. You show it from your camera, which is nicer. Well, yes. My Fuji it's not a cheap camera, and it's got the megapixels and this and that, film sims and stuff. So the way that we can now do it with the snapshot feature, it kind of eliminates two ways that I was taking photos before. So I have three ways of sharing photos. One is with my nice camera, the Fuji. that goes through OBS and StreamerBot stuff. Then I could use my phone, like let's say my other phone, my Samsung, take a photo with that, and then that would pop up on stream. So there are times when you'd want to do that, I suppose. And then I could recently take a snapshot with my streaming phone. Yeah, but now with this, you can take a screen grab with the streaming phone. Or anyone can, or will be able to, because of the snapshot feature. So it eliminates that last one. I wonder if because with Moblin, you can have multiple phones. You can have a buddy phone or like a remote control phone running Moblin to control your stream. I think I may be missing some. And my apologies if it is. If I don't respond, if you could please just retype your message, because I really need one place to look rather than having to jump around different apps. Yeah, I'm not sure how they handle the chat system, but I think that's a pretty common problem with anything that grabs chat, so they can skip some. And I believe that they were working on it, and there were some improvements with one of the most recent updates. So yeah, I'll go through let's see, I'll go through the chat after. It's a little bit easier for me. So it's not showing. Okay, so that one's not updated at all. Just looking at watch all your videos, team viewer, can't do port forwarding yet, got that one. Streaming your phone. Yeah, well, so what it'll do is it'll take a screenshot, shows it on stream. It'll also save it to your phone, and it'll display to Discord. So there are times when that's cool. Show off your camera, nice. Oh yeah, I can see how it is missing a few. Why your Moblin doesn't show it? Ah, okay. Yeah, can read YouTube, Twitch. Yeah, but you have to pay for YouTube messages, right? That's what I liked about StreamerBot, but then they kept running out of quota. I think it's okay. I'll just gauge it. So what I like about this is I only need to keep an eye on, this is it. This is my single device that I'm actively looking at. Moblin, that's it. So the convenience of that is really nice for me as a streamer. And there are times when you just miss chat anyway. You're not able to see everyone's messages, depending on how fast your chat's going. So, yeah, I don't know. So my apologies. Hopefully that's something that they'll continue working on and improve if they can. I mean, it's great. And I wish it could be reliable, 100%. This is something that I am testing and I haven't been using very long, relying on Moblin chat. So before, I would have my streaming phone out in front of me up here, and then I would have my other phone, my Samsung, to check chat. Yeah, curious about the missing chat messages thing. Now, is it just Kik? Okay, let's continue our walk. I wonder, has our YouTube messages been coming through? Okay, thank you. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I really do. That kind of live feedback is really, really important. Yeah, I've noticed, like with YouTube chat, sometimes it wouldn't always retrieve Moblin, wouldn't retrieve YouTube messages. So you just have to open up the settings, streaming platforms, chat, YouTube, fetch video ID, and then the messages would come through. Oh, bossy. Oh, yeah, okay, that looks good. You don't know if I just can share? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm probably one of the only streamers who shares my screen. Well, my Moblin screen. It's not something you'd really do. So gameplay is pretty understandable, but sharing your Moblin screen? How's our battery? Yeah, 99% battery for the Action 4, so I can unplug. We're now wireless again. And maybe I will add it back on. That way you guys can see if and when I'm missing messages, what I can see, because what I see is different from what you see in that bottom overlay. So that one seems to be pretty good. It's a different system altogether. I am in Auckland. So this is my hometown, Auckland, which is in New Zealand. Down underland. It's also a winter in these parts, so it's in the cooler months for us. We're fortunate to have a sunny, lovely day. The temperature will be in the top right hand corner. It'll kind of rotate out. So waiting for the preview on the back of my iPhone, or on my preview screen, to show the composition I want. Taking a snapshot. Great. from this angle. What do we think? Okay, so waiting over here. Camera slowly turning around. And then that looks pretty good. Take a photo. It's about 4 seconds for me. So you just want to keep an eye on your little preview here for it to catch up, depending on the lag you see. Well, it's currently plugged into power, so I don't know. My battery is pretty old. But I would say it'd be using more battery. It'd be burning through it faster. I think the more things you add, widgets, etc., they add into Moblin, the more battery it's going to chew up. So I try to have the least amount of things on screen as possible. Now, I say that when I have the Action 4, I've got a screen share going, which is quite a bit happening, but the stream seems okay. If you look at our stats, our RTMP is 6.5 megabits per second. That is good. That's what I set for the RTMP server. And then Moblin is getting 5 megabits. Which is what I set for that. We are currently not bonding, as you might be able to see there. We've got Wi-Fi 100%. I've had some bonding issues, which may have been fixed with one of the updates. So there are about 2 or 3 mini updates for the test flight version of Moblin here. Yeah, an interesting look here. I don't think so. To try. Maybe from that spot. Am I happy with the modem? Okay, well, let's see. I'm using S23 Ultra as my modem now, and as a hotspot, and how I'm using it right now, it is really good for that. I've got the Nighthawk M2, which I've been using to complement the setup, and yeah, I need that for my Fuji photos. Yeah, it's good. I've noticed some sort of quirks and issues, but it's hard to tell if it's the connectivity. Maybe it's a 4G thing. Maybe it could be what I'm doing inside the Moblin, just too much stuff happening, you know. Waiting for this ferry to come into view. There you ferry. So it's going right past me now. I can just see it in the preview. And it looks like it's kind of in the middle. Yep. Crispy air. Very crispy. like that bit of light. Everything around it is dark. I think we might be a little too wide. It's quite tricky trying to time this because of that lag I mentioned. You know, again, it's not something you guys would notice. One thing I noticed with this is you can't take a portrait photo. Everything has to be in landscape because it's what your stream sees, you know, unless you're already streaming in portrait mode. So, but I think I'll delete all these photos. But I will enable it. I will set up the webhook. I'll create a separate one for this. I haven't heard any audio glitching today. Audio has been really good. I would have expected it to do that glitching issue we've heard over the last couple of streams. What's going on here? Have a channel on Discord. Keep it. Yeah. It's something that the snapshot feature could already do. So up until this latest update, you could take a snapshot and it would be saved to your phone and saved to your phone, and you could add a webhook for it to be sent to your Discord. So now just having the ability to be able to do both is just real nice. Yes, I'll do that. Yeah, I think I have to be on my my computer to add the webhook. It's pretty simple stuff once you've done it. Maybe that way. Yeah, so some of the things we've noticed is that the let's try forward a little, maybe there. But not quite yet. Oh, no. Not quite ready to wrap up. Oh, this weather. Right. Lovely. That's for me. Sometimes my stream can go a little too long. So I got a bit of code in there which checks the chat to see if it's been quiet for X amount of minutes. So it's 10 minutes. Yeah, so when it's 10 minutes, that means no one has typed in chat. Unfortunately, I'm using Streamable for that, and they don't currently have support for Kick. So even though you've been maybe typing messages in Kick, the system can't account for those ones yet. Let's say yet. And I don't think it should work for YouTube. I don't think it was working for YouTube either. So it's kind of like the thing. So yeah, it's supposed to be working for YouTube as well. So I guess kind of like a work in progress still. But basically, they'll go, yeah, do you want to wrap up now, Cliff? Speaking in the third person, of course. And then I can go, yeah. So if I just don't type anything, then it'll have a timer for about 90 seconds to end the stream. Or I can just actively press type in, so I won't wrap up. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Can't do much about that. It was like when I was in Eric's stream. Eric is the main guy behind Moblin. For me, it was 6 a.m. when I was in there. So I was up late last night in his stream, really excited about this feature. Couldn't go to sleep until I wanted to see it working. Eventually crashed, woke up, and then saw that the update was there. So yeah. And for me, I can't stream later than 5 o'clock now. 5 o'clock my local time, because it's too cold. Cold as. So at least for the short term, around 12 to 4 seems to be a good time that I can stream. Weather's generally nicer, brighter, which is better for the camera, stuff like that. I want to show you guys what I look like when I'm walking around with this. I need somewhere to prop you up. And did I bring my other little tripod for the iPhone? Yeah, I did. That looks like somewhere I can put the iPhone down. Right, in my bag I have the good old Ulanzi JJ02 mini tripod. Let's try over here. Probably not the best of backgrounds. Actually, I can see it flying in not a good way. Try this side where it's flatter. Flying and not in a good way. Okay, here's the JJ02. Mini tripod converts into 5 different ways for your phone. Here's our iPhone, streaming phone. So this is our encoder. Gonna switch it to landscape mode. Widgets, turn on horizontal widget, turn off that one, and then we are currently on A4, try front camera, and then screen share, I think. No, wrong one. Snapshot. How is that? Can you guys see this? Can't hear the audio now. I will check on this other phone. Let's see. Twitch, perhaps. Profile, channel. Which direction do I want to be in? Towards the back of that car. Oh. We're going to turn off the horizontal screen share. There we go. Got layer, open layer. Just move to Europe. Simple. Yeah, this is what I currently look like when I am IRL live streaming with my little mini tripod here. In fact, it can be even smaller than that. So there have been times when I just use this little bit, hold it like that. That's kind of a handle. Hold this Action 4 like this, you know. And if I go into a store and I buy a coffee, like at Starbucks or wherever, I can just point it down, nod at people, and walk in, show you guys the food. Let's say what food items are in our Starbucks versus, let's say, Seoul or wherever. Point down at this, order your coffee, go grab my seat, put this on the table somewhere. Yeah, pretty discreet. And then I need to charge, a little door on the side where I can plug in, say, charger cable, lightning, but you know, pop it inside, charge the Action camera like so. All good. Okay, let's grab our little mini tripod again. That's what I have you guys on till the end of the stream, and then we'll just switch over. Preview audio is now working for me. Change that into portrait mode. And as I had you on before. Stop screen sharing. A little lanyard here. I've just found it to be a really convenient way of having my phone, streaming phone, open, so I can just quickly grab it, see what's happening in chat and stuff, and then I can let go, do what I'm doing, hands free, put this other one away. going to go in the bag. Close up the bag, pop the phone back on a charge, and I probably need to do a thing. Yeah, so it's not charging. So I think it's either a quirk of lightning or maybe my battery bank that I have to do an unplug, plug back in for the USB-A port. So unplug and plug back in, and now we're charging again. That's right, can't wait to switch to everything USB-C. iPhone, Android, everything USB-C. Screen recording, and let's see. Widgets. No, not that one. Widgets. WG widgets. Oh, screenshot. Cool. Oh, there he is. Bro DJ Reminisce. How's it going, my bro? Have you seen Discord? Thank you. Have you seen this new feature in Moblin coming soon to the App Store? My bro, happy Sunday. I'll show you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the snapshot button here, quick button, it's green in colour, and then take a photo. This is in Moblin. It's not StreamerBot, not anything else. We're taking a photo with the iPhone or with the Action 4. We're pressing a button and it's taking a screen cap for us. You see? If you type !Moblin space snapshot, it'll take a snapshot. I will try and demonstrate. I was in Eric's live stream last night till very early morning, and he was able to add this feature. I was up till like 7 a.m. Snapshot. So that chat command. So this one here, Moblin snapshot. You see? So just check my Twitch message. That won't be in the overlay, not the OBS overlay. Always there. Too good, I know. So I'll grab a seat over here and then I'll just show you how it works. There's a seated area not too far from here. Oh, gee, I'll try and go over it now. There's also at the beginning of the live stream when I went through it from scratch. But I'm going to go into settings, streams, your stream, you say Bellabox Cloud, there's snapshot, so you want to enable clean snapshots. You can turn off only when live, so you can test it when you're offline. Then you want to go to display, quick buttons, and then we'll see that there's a quick button for snapshot. So I want to enable it so that it's available in the bottom list. To press that button, you can change the color if you want. You go back, and then for scenes we have the A4 scene. You can create a widget Now we've got one here called WG, which is widget snapshot. Let's create one from scratch actually. Add, no, cancel. So we'll go right back. So here, snapshot, and now there is a type which is snapshot, which is new. And then I've added a grayscale effect so that the snapshot is black and white. Once you've got a widget, that's when you go to your scene and then you can add it. So add your snapshot, change the position, change the size. So I believe once you've done that, then you can press that button, bam, and it should pop up in your little picture-in-picture snapshot overlay. Yeah? Oh yeah! I should put that in as a request as well. Now it just happened that I caught him live streaming last night and he was able to add it then. He's a really cool guy. Mehmet, you need to go? Okay, all good. Very early, I know, for you. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you later, Mehmet. Have a good one. Hey, cat emojis. Yeah. So there are, well, there is maybe one update I'd like for them to add, and that is for that image not to disappear when you're trying to line it up. So at the moment it still disappears when you're in the settings. So for example, if you go settings, scenes, A4, snapshot. So let's say you want to get your positioning in the middle or to the left or to the right, get your size and everything. It's going to disappear while you're doing that, so you're going to keep taking more photos. Now at least on this page, now you can't see here, but if I rotate it, so now you can.
Yeah, what we...
So for example, here we go, scenes, A4, snapshot, right? So we've got our positioning here. Take a snapshot and you want to reposition it. So you're trying to line it up and then, see, it's gone. Okay. Oh, okay. So you take another one. Try and line it up in the middle. Okay, I think that's kind of right. Oops, it's disappeared. So I think that's just like the only thing I can think of that would be a real quality of life improvement. And I do want to iterate that he worked on this last night and then made it available to anyone with test flight and Moblin via test flight. So it's like the first version of this, and I'm sure there's going to be little improvements. You know, there's going to be little improvements because it probably chews through more battery than is necessary. Things like that. But I mean, that is pretty cool, you have to admit, right? You can make it bigger, make it smaller, make it bigger. So, for example, default, I'll change it. Let's see, let's go back to this. Go settings, scenes, A4, snapshot. So we're going to change it to full size, left and there. I'm going to hide the local overlays, make it a little bit cleaner. Then I'll take a snapshot. So it's taking a snapshot, full screen. Yeah. So let's see. I'm going to take one up here of Sky Tower. Maybe that way, this way. So I have to wait for my preview on my phone before I take the snapshot. So bam, and then I'm pointing it down at my phone now. Oh. So it appears to be the same amount of lag that it takes for my screen here to update. So there's quite a bit of delay here on my screen. So resize it, move it down, kind of in the middle a little bit. I think it's kind of right. See, gone already. So it'll be nice if they could have it stay there, so you can position it. Just that, a tiny update, right? Thank you, Eric. See, I've taken quite a few photos just to try and position it. Ah, gone already. Another one. I was only able to test this once it was available in test flight. And there was something he was able to do that I wasn't able to replicate, and that was rounded corners. He could add a border and rounded corners to his one, but I wasn't able to replicate that. So perhaps that's something that didn't go through the update, and maybe be in the next one, kind of thing. Maybe there. Yeah, so see how many test photos I've taken just to try and position it. Ah, okay. So we'll leave it where it is. I think you guys got the idea. We will close this, and then we'll also change my view back to portrait. So I just prefer to use it this way. And I'll turn on overlays again. Yeah. Oh, and also I forgot that, let's see, you can go into, was it chat? We had to hunt around to find the Moblin. Maybe text to speech, Moblin button, filters. Streams, perhaps. Bam. And I've forgotten again where it was. Streams. I don't think it was streams. It's Bella Box. Background streaming, remote control. Nope. Where was it? You don't remember? Display, perhaps? No. Okay. So Moblin has a bot where, like those chat commands, the ones you typed in, ! Moblin, snapshot. So there is a place in here where you can set it. Now I struggled to find it before, and I've already forgotten where it is. Scenes. And I want to point out that this will be available in the App Store soon. So stay tuned. If you have Test Flight, which is an Apple application that you can download from the App Store, and you've got the right link for you to be able to test beta versions of Moblin. So that's before it's been tested somewhat, and then you will have access to this. But if you want to wait a couple of days, maybe a week or so, then it will be released to everybody soon. So today we're testing this out. It was brand new, shiny, out of the box, released this morning, and I was excited to try it out. And I did not plan to live stream until I'd made a YouTube video, and I think this is something worth sharing and letting everyone know about. Press and hold. Ooh, okay. Page, quick buttons, nope. Go to quick buttons, chat, no. I just don't know where it is. Where's the most logical place for this? Streams. It's chat related, right? Streaming platforms, Twitch. No. Probably right here. Oh, right there. Yeah, that's right there. Bot, chat, just below text-to-speech, bot, where you can enable and turn it off. Enable, disable that feature. So you go into bot, the very obvious one, which is bot commands, that gives you a list of Moblin chat commands you can type and give permissions to. So if we scroll up a bit, you'll be able to find the one for Snapshot, and that was already there from the previous version of this. You can also write a message. That is for Discord. You can set it to moderators, subscribers only, minimum subscriber tier. You can enable it for others, which is what we've done, so everyone can try it out. It's kind of dangerous to leave that on. Send chat responses, you could try that out. It says here, typically sends a chat message if the user is not allowed to execute the command. Some commands respond on success as well. There you go. Okay. So for example, if I turn it off, then only moderators can use this chat command. If I can enable it for subscribers, and then maybe tier 1, 2, 3. So we'll just leave it at that. I mean, I suppose just to try it out, to test it if anyone is a tier 1 subscriber or up. I don't think I've got any tier 2 or tier 3 subs on Twitch. Not sure about YouTube. That's the confusing part of this is, permissions across the other platforms. Go back, let's try and find it again. Settings, chat. Settings, chat. Let's go back. Settings, chat. And then it was under text-to-speech, bot right at the very bottom, and then chat commands. So all of these by default, I would say they are set to moderators only. And Snapshot, we have it set to subscribers. So we'll just change it to others again, and then I might have, I don't know, I think we might leave it. I don't think you guys would go crazy on that one. We'll turn off our screen share. So I've got a cleaner layout. And then let's try this out. Layout's probably not the best positioning of our widget. Yeah, it's a bit wonky, but that's okay. Maybe we'll change it back to full size, because the perfectionist in me is kind of want to line it up and everything. Whereas if we just go to settings, scenes, A4, snapshot, full size, top left right corner. So just to make it a little bit easier. Cool. Preview to catch up, and let's go. Snapshot, point the camera somewhere else. Oh yeah. Well, at least the way that I'm using it, it appears to be, so it's taking the snapshot, pause, and it catches up from there. So I wonder, I'm going to try switching to the back camera of the iPhone. We'll go landscape mode. We'll turn off our, okay, we'll just leave it like that. Snapshot. I don't have snapshot on here. So widgets.
Oh, you know, right?
Widgets. Oh, okay. Have an added snapshot to the scene. So I'm gonna go bam, scenes, back. I have it. Okay, snapshot. Bam. So full size. Let's go to widgets. We'll turn off A4. So I've got a cleanish thing here. We'll take a snapshot with the back camera of the iPhone. Point somewhere else. Oh yeah, it didn't do the catch-up thing. So that's just part of the lag on my phone. On my Action 4 into the iPhone. So we'll try snapshot with the back camera. Snapshot, moving, changing directions. I've done like a full 180. Okay. Let's switch to the A4. We'll take a snapshot from this angle. Bam. Gonna do a 180. Now I'm thinking it's gonna show me turning around. Yeah. Okay. Right. No, that's fine. That is fine. I think I prefer it as a smaller image. So that's probably something we could go back to. So scenes, A for snapshot. So now it's going to be about half the size and in the top left corner. Snap. Yeah. Was that the whole positioning thing from earlier and trying to get it all perfect. We'll just go back to just full screen. Okay. Right, I think we've tested everything there is with Moblin's snapshot feature. What do you guys think? Are you going to be using it? Wednesday. Okay, let's try something. Yeah, without having to grab my other phone and just take a snapshot. Very handy. Okay, I think we're good. It's almost 5 o'clock and it's going to get very frosty soon. So I think that's our cue to wrap things up. I want to thank you all for joining me today on this snapshot demo in the Moblin. Tap the button, wrap upstream. That's what happened earlier. It asked if we were ending soon. I'm just going to let it do its thing. So within about 90 seconds, the stream will end. So we did have a big raid there from the brother Ray in the city. I want to thank you for that. Huge raid, huge raid. So I'm going to have a notification. It's going to tell me the activity from today's stream. Also had a tier 1 sub. Come on info. Yeah, first a quick thank you for tuning in and Ray in the City for the raid with 228 viewers. Hey, welcome to our tier 1 sub. Have we got some breakage? Sure we had one today. Okay, got a notification break. I'll have a look into that. Anyway, thank you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you next time. YouTube video before I can stream. See you around. Later, Sororians.